Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Coach Talk. This is Pratik Patil from PK Performance Private Limited. Me, myself, a certified personal trainer, a nutritionist along with SNC coach. Today, I have a honored guest, Group Captain Dr. Suchitra Mankar. She is an alumnus of Armed Forces Medical College, plus have 30 plus years of experience in Indian Air Force. Wow, बहुत ही बड़ा CV है मैम. आप ही टेक ओवर लो.
अरे ये तो जरा ज्यादा ही हो गया एनीवे मैं ये रख देती हूँ एंड आई ट्राई एंड इंट्रोड्यूस माई सेल्फ टू यू ऑल आई एम डॉक्टर ग्रुप कैप्टन सुचित्रा मानकर रिटायर्ड फ्रॉम द इंडियन एयरफोर्स इन 2010 since then I have been in CV street while military was absolutely exciting and glorious. CV street has also been quite an adventurous time for me. In the military, we did crazy stuff. Like I used to be working with the men. We did mid-air collision rescues. We winched up people from the Arabian Sea or handled bomb explosions.
Great.
Civi Street is not like that, but it has its own set of challenges, especially when one is trying to run a company, which I founded. By the way, its name is Doorstep Health Services Private Limited. You can check out our website for more details. And our tagline is health where you want it, when you want it. And thank you so much for getting me on this podcast of yours.
So, ma'am, welcome to my show again.
Thank you.
So, let's start with my segment one of understanding the illness. So, as per the clinical definition of illness, what do you say about it? Accordingly, what are the common lifestyle diseases which are occurring these days?
Great. So I'll tackle this one by one.
Okay.
So, coming to illness, illness is when you're not feeling good. Illness is a way of feeling. It may or may not be a disease which is making you feel like that. So, it could be low energy, it could be low mood, it could be a headache, it could be nausea. All of these constitute illness. It's about how you feel. And as regards the second part, so what one sees these days is a very early onset of diseases like diabetes, hypertension, or even heart disease, and lot of stress and loneliness among people, which are also causing not keeping people well, so to say.
Okay.
And in this, I want to say something. We keep saying, I always call them 4 S's. Like one S is, of course, smoking, which is pretty bad for health. One is spirits or alcohol, which is not particularly good for your health. The third is sugar, which is known now as the newest poison on the block. Sugar really is not required. But I add my own fourth one, which is sedentary. According to me, sedentary is the biggest poison of them all. And because people are sedentary, they are not able to even handle some sugar if they had it or some alcohol if they ever had it. So,
Okay.
sedentary is the biggest killer of them all, the biggest poison.
Okay. That's nice. So, being into me into fitness industry as well. So many of the times people, even though they work out, okay, rather than they work out, I personally feel there are some internal imbalances as well, rather than just being a fatigue. They are not just fatigue, but there are certain things which are affecting internally, and that's where they stop working out. So, how can we tackle those situations?
So, what is affecting them internally, we need to understand. It could be a mental issue, it could be a social issue, it could be an image issue, or it could be a physical health issue. So, if you were talking of physical health other than fatigue, you really need someone to assess them. And like I tell you, that when I was in the armed forces, 2,000 people we used to assess for all these
Oh my God.
parameters by just making them stand in a line, stand on your toes, close your eyes, open your arms, so on and so forth. And comparison is a very good thing. If you're training so many people, if one person's not keeping up, you really need to get him examined.
Right.
Then certain telltale signs like pallor uh,
Hmm.
or swelling in your ankles
Ankle.
or not gait, it's not good. Comprehension is not okay. He's not understanding. You're saying sab line mein khade ho jao and he's looking around. There's
Right.
something. So these are kind of red flags that you need to pick up. Then the socio-economic background also.
Okay.
Someone from a background may not feel very happy wearing very short shorts, and exercising, he might be more comfortable wearing track pants. That itself might make a difference.
Okay.
So you really have to assess it at various levels, clinical as well as socio-economic.
Social comment. So, ma'am, let's go to the second segment, the segment of wellness. So, how do you feel medical industry defined segment of this wellness?
So, wellness actually, unlike illness, which is a static point, wellness is a dynamic thing. You can never achieve complete wellness ever. It's
Okay.
an ongoing goal of becoming better physically, better mentally, better socially, better spiritually. And that is the ultimate human goal, to be completely physically, mentally, socially, and spiritually well. And you have to keep working at it for the rest of your life. There is no end point to wellness.
Okay. So, like you said, there is no end point. So, do you think people get confused in this part? That is,
Industry.
industry means wellness industry is confusing the people with medical stuff.
Uh, I think that's a great question, a confusing question.
Okay.
I think they're doing both. I think the wellness industry is doing a lot of good work in terms of creating awareness about wellness, empowering people to look at themselves and improve themselves a lot, removing stigmas, say, against mental health. Earlier, it was a very nearly a bad word if you said, he's mental.
Hmm.
So it didn't have a very good meaning, but now that's changing, which is great. But when wellness industry puts commerce in before evidence,
Okay.
then it is not very good. You're trying to sell things without really there being
Researching
any
on.
evidence of health, for example,
Okay.
or where cosmetics, looking good, is not wellness. And looking good and wellness is now getting confused. So people are taking Munjaro and what is it? Um,
Medical stuff.
Omanzipam and
Okay.
such medicines for losing weight, or getting plastic surgery done to look beautiful. And this beauty is not wellness. People are getting, mixed up
Confused.
between
Okay.
beauty and wellness, which are
Right,
two
right.
very different
So
things.
aesthetically wise, okay, one can look good, better. Okay, like you said. So rather than going on to that medical means medicine part, you just try to imbibe certain uh, physical aspects in your body. So you start working out, or you just start any random activity in day-to-day part of your life, which will help you to go towards the wellness rather than okay taking some medicine for that part.
Yeah. So you have to run the hurdle race.
Okay,
You can't run from the side
right,
and suddenly reach the front, I mean, there's no quick fix to it.
right.
People think ki wellness is also about a quick fix. There's no quick fix that in 30 days you can this, or you can only remove your paunch.
Hmm.
It doesn't work like that. We all know, like, if you lose weight, you lose weight all over your body.
Body.
But wellness industry sometimes tells you, oh, by using this, you can lose it just in your waist or just in your toe or wherever it
Yeah,
is.
that's a sort of a marketing mimic, okay,
Yeah,
in order to promote their product.
yeah.
But definitely being into means fitness industry, me myself as a personal trainer and SNC coach as well, plus a nutritionist, I do sometimes or the other find key whenever I coach people around me, okay, so a physical attribute, even though I try to imbibe in them, okay, still certain or the other times are random questions they will be hitting towards me ki I just wanted to reduce my belly fat, or I just wanted to look aesthetically well. Okay, I just wanted to reduce my weight. So I'll be doing much more of cardio
Mm.
rather than strength training, which is like key, they are neglecting that part. Yeah, I'm not telling them to not to do it, not to do the cardio, sorry, but you should be balancing the thing. So how does the means a doctor approach is completely good on that part, and how can they help the fitness coaches to work on this section?
Uh, I think everyone's areas are pretty defined. It's just like, as a doctor, when I say something, I'm very sort of trained for it and responsible. Similarly, you as a conditioning coach or a nutritionist are trained.
Yeah.
Now, I'm here more from the point of view of illness, though
Hmm.
now medical industry has also encroached into the wellness aspect,
Yeah.
so that you have more and more clients,
Hmm.
and therefore doctors and coaches need to work together. But I can't give you a blanket answer of what I can do, but definitely both can work together. So at the beginning, like assessment, definitely medical assessments are more stringent in terms of even psychometric testing or reflexes and physical strength and so on. We have different ways of grading.
Okay.
So we bring the client up to here, and then you take the client
Up to
upwards. But
right, right.
whether the client can go from here to here is an assessment
It's an
that we would do.
assessment. So, ma'am, let's jump to our third segment, which is gonna be a bit of a mutual discussion between both of us. Okay, so like I said, how can nutrition at the same time physical aspect or
Exercise, you mean.
exercise, I mean to say. So, exercise and nutrition, how can they help into the wellness part?
Yeah. So I think they are both very important pillars in our journey of wellness. They not only affect your physical health, they also affect your mental, social, and emotional health. And I'll explain how. But everyone must remember that nutrition, which is basically calories, are required for A, energy, B, bodybuilding, immunity, bone growth, development, so on and so forth. Now, eating extra calories is obviously going to be stored as fat, which is now not going to get utilized.
Right.
Is some part about nutrition that in your health area we are
Area.
concentrating on more. Exercise is for toning, strengthening, building endurance, ensuring flexibility, uh, generating more power, so on and so forth.
Yes.
Now, however much a normal human being, we are not talking of Olympians or something who are like exercising 8 hours a day. We are expecting a person would exercise 1 or 2 hours a day. So, in that, all these benefits will accrue of endurance, flexibility, strength, etc. But just exercise is not going to help you lose weight.
Right, absolutely.
Dietary control is the way to lose weight. So you could be very, very thin and not have endurance, flexibility, strength, or power because you're eating very less, but you wouldn't have all of this. But you could eat anything you wanted and exercise hell of a lot, you'd be a very fit and fat person. So, exercise does have a role in maintaining weight loss, increasing your BMR, so on and so forth. And nutrition is there to look after many needs of your body and not just about weight gain or weight loss.
Okay, so both must go hand in hand, like you said.
Absolutely.
So, how the patients or the client must look after it while approaching a fitness trainer, okay, in case they're gonna seek an, let's say, a consultation from a doctor, okay, perspective. So, how must they seek the consultation? Ki, okay, let's say a patient comes to you who has done his illness properly. Now it's time for him to or her to go to the wellness part.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are the basic steps she or he must inculcate himself under the consultation of a doctor whenever she or he is approaching to a fitness journey?
So, whenever patients have come to me, and they have come, most people unfortunately have not much awareness about strength. There is a traditional way of thinking that just going for a walk is exercise. I think it's just a way of getting from place A to B. Ma'am, I walk 50 minutes every day. That's nothing. But people think that, so A, telling them that look, just walking is not good enough. You really need to get your lungs and heart beating a little faster. You need sweat to come out for it to be termed exercise at all. Second, what you eat must get utilized properly. And what you eat, so we do say like that a calorie is a calorie. But where is your calorie coming from is very, very important. Are you eating a samosa and getting 240, 250 calories from it? Or are you eating, say, 5 eggs and getting your calories from them, which would 5 eggs would give you nearly the calories of something like that. So the calories which come from there, energy wise, it's a calorie, but it's giving you protein, it's giving you essential vitamins, while here you're just getting oil and maida and highly processed. Then eating processed food versus unprocessed food, eat as raw as possible, eat as fresh as possible. These are things in nutrition which will not affect your weight gain or weight loss really, but the quality of what you're eating is very, very important. So that part also we really tell. And if you have got, say, an underlying disease or genetic predisposition to say diabetes in the family or hypertension in the family, definitely those aspects must be built into the nutrition of the person, where I'd say definitely go for less salt
Right.
or get your checkups done because
Regularly.
you have a family history, your mother and father had diabetes, chances of you getting it, so must get your sugars checked.
Absolutely.
And keeping your weight in check is one very good way of checking both these,
Both
but
ways.
not 100%.
So, ma'am, there is one question which is poking in my mind continuously and which I would like to ask you. Definitely, can you share one of your success story wherein both medical and fitness have worked together in either of your clients? Okay, and it has helped them to achieve a very good results.
Okay, so I had a middle-aged lady who used to come to me,
Mm.
more than middle-aged. I think she was around 55 or so when she came, and well, she weighed around 85 kilos, was healthy, but did suffer from backache, mild hypertension, and diabetes. And her reason for not exercising, she used to keep coming, getting her BP checked and things like that. And I used to keep telling her, you need to lose weight. You lose 5 kgs weight, your BP is going to come normal. You don't need to take these medicines. Why don't you do it? And so on. And she used to say, no exercise, I have backache, and backache uh, precludes me doing anything, and I'm too old, and मैं walk करती हूँ, घर का सब काम करती हूँ, and these were her reasons for not doing. But she also had a daughter who was, well, as if not more obese,
Okay.
and she was very keen that the daughter lose weight, for which she started getting some diet control done at home.
Hmm.
And the daughter started losing a lot of weight, and in helping her, the lady initially lost weight, and one day she came, she was 73 kilos, by
Wow.
which time this young girl was also going to the gym and
Okay.
enjoying it. And then she told her mother, why don't you come to the gym? And then the story began, and that lady today has dropped her weight to about 63 kilos. She
Wow.
has no diabetes, she has no hypertension. And yeah, 10 years down the line, she has maintained it, which I think is great.
Amazing story, ma'am.
Yeah.
Definitely, it's really, really great story, guys. Okay, you can just listen out again once again in case you want to hear it. तो मैम सिंस आप मिलिट्री में हो तो आप फिटनेस को एक कैसे तरीके से असेस करते हैं?
मैं मिलिट्री में थी,
ओके,
लेकिन काफ़ी
अच्छा।
साल थी। तो बहुत अच्छा प्रश्न आपने पूछा है।
या
आजकल इट इज़ अ क्रेज़ और इट्स अ रिक्वायरमेंट आल्सो इन फैक्ट्रीज़, मेडिकल इंडस्ट्री, आईटी to do the medical exam, or actually it's supposed to be the fitness that everyone is fit to be employed. That is the idea behind the medical examination. But what concerns me is how it is being done. Some do it just as a compliance.
राइट,
The cheapest rate that I can get his tests done, and if the chemical tests are normal, then he is fit, which has absolutely, and you just think about it, उसका कोई मतलब ही नहीं निकलता है. I call this chemical wellness. Nothing has come, and it's also the rock bottom. Means, are you waiting for something to come abnormal in your report to be declared unfit? Number one. In the services where we come from, I think the system is excellent. Firstly, it's not about your position in the company or your position or the money you have, where a young CEO will have 55 tests done on him, and a elderly housekeeping staff will have just blood and urine checked, though both are the same. He's much older. So in the services, the way we do it is, first we do a functional fitness. So in the younger group, say below 30, we really look at their strength, power, by making them run, do how many pull-ups can you do, how many push-ups can you do, and like there's a laid down protocol. He must pass the functional fitness in younger age groups, and then we only test his height, weight, chest, etc., inspiration, expiration, and HB urinary, because that gives me more than enough information. Before that, we sit and talk to each person for the social and mental health part, which no lab test can tell you.
ओह,
You only come to know
यस,
through your squadron MO or your regimental MO, who will talk to you and understand from you क्या चल रहा है, सर छुट्टी नहीं मिली, घर में जाना है, फोर्स कर रहे हैं, शादी करने, whatever it is, we
हुँ,
understand where he is fitting in his mental health, where it comes. Then we examine him to see कि ये क्या हो गया, नहीं वो वहाँ बुलेट लग गई थी, अब ठीक हो गया, हिला के दिखाओ एंकल, हाँ सब ठीक है. So we then assess and then we say इसको और कुछ नहीं चाहिए लेकिन एक एक्सरे एंकल I want.
Right.
And that is how we do the fitness. As the person becomes older, this firstly, and the records are kept. Then I have those records every time, every year, this man is coming to me. And let us say he now is a 50-year-old who comes. Then we make them still run between, but with a much easier timeline. We just see that he's looking fit, he's not obese. Height, weight again is checked, all the other things are checked. But now the number of chemical tests are done, a ECG is done, a treadmill test can be done for, and then the chemical for diabetes, etc. checks are also done, then the tests are increased. In this, because we have been making testing his physical fitness and he's been physically fit, first he doesn't fall ill so easily. That is why Faujis are much fitter in their older age. You can see a Fauji from far away and say Fauji.
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
they have been physically fit for
Fit
so
for a
long.
long time.
Disease will catch up with age at some age, but your biological age should not be more than your chronological age at least. We should try
Yes.
for that. So a 50-year-old should be like a 50-year-old, but if you're a 30-year-old who's got heart disease, diabetes and hypertension, then where it's happened because you have not used your body the way it was meant to be used, and have just been testing your blood. So real appeal, guys, to people out there, if you want to really know if you're fit, it's not just about laboratory test. Go to a doctor who will assess you and also tell you how physically unfit you are. You may be chemically well, but physically not fit, and there's a difference. So I really feel everyone should undergo this kind of assessment once a year.
Okay, so the conclusion part which I loved about, ki guys, okay, in a day-to-day life, the person must be a mobile. Okay, he
Correct.
should be able to move from one place to another. He must not be sticking.
So like I told you, sedentary is the biggest S poison. If you are not sedentary, बहुत खून माफ हो जाता है.
बरोबर. Therefore, ma'am, let's jump up to rapid fire round.
Okay.
We're gonna be a bit of yeah, funny and punchy answers I need. So, most common wellness myth you wish to burst.
The commonest wellness myth is like having honey and lemon in the morning.
Okay. Next, go to health tip.
Discipline.
Your take on intermittent fasting.
You can do it or you needn't. It's the calories that you eat that is important.
One food all must avoid.
Sugar.
Okay.
I love it.
First thing you recommend waking up.
Brush your teeth, dental health.
Okay. Meditation or movement.
I think movement is meditation.
Good. Favorite way to de-stress yourself?
I love to dabble with watercolors.
Great. One habit you are still working on.
Trying to get up early.
Good. That's it, ma'am. What a fabulous answer. That's it, guys. So, ma'am, let's conclude our podcast over here.
Okay.
Final question to you. Okay, what advice would you like to give to our guest or our audience who are seeking illness and they want to turn their life into wellness, but on a very good note?
Okay, I think this body that we have been gifted with is unique, with a unique worldview, the way we look, the way we act, the way we feel, the way we are. And this is one thing that's going to stay with you till the day you die, nothing else. So, really spend time on yourself, not just your physical self, but your mental self, your relations, how you behave with others, how you wish others to behave with you will also get affected by that. And really look after you and your environment, because that's the ultimate human goal, to develop wonderfully as a human being.
Yes, so definitely.
And I'm sure you're going to get there.
Yeah, definitely. So, audience, like she said, yeah, it's one life. Okay, make it happening, and you have to make it happening. So, let's be functional, like she mentioned in every her of her segment. Ki, like a human body is gifted, so it's like one time मिलती है तो उसका पूरा फायदा उठाओ, but एक positive way से रहो, you enjoy it also at the same time, you keep moving rather than being dependent on someone. Yeah, definitely if you're being physically challenged, that's okay, but rather than seeing those cons, look at those pros as well and try to cherish and nourish it.
True.
That's it. Thank you guys.
Thank you.